Alright everyone, chapter 5 of the JOJOLands has been released and this chapter was amazing. First of all, we got more scenes regarding the diamond and its abilities. It seems to be more of the same as last chapter, where the diamond keeps falling from Dragona's hands and ends up at a completely random place. However, compared to last chapter, I do feel like the spots where the diamond ended up were more random. Like, for example, instead of just falling out of Dragona's hands, the diamond ended up in a mug that was in the other side of the room. The diamond seems to be able to move anywhere that no one is directly seeing, which makes for an incredibly interesting ability for a singular object to have. Not only this, but it seems like the diamond can only use this ability on one person at a time. It's not too certain if this is the real thing, but there was the fact that Dragona couldn't really hold onto the diamond, yet Paco seems to be able to hold it just fine throughout the rest of the chapter. Maybe it's a thing with the hustle rather than the diamond itself, or maybe something caused the diamond to stop its ability, but who knows. Either way, the diamond seems really interesting, and I hope we see more of it throughout these next chapters. Alright, now it's time for the best moment to come from this chapter. Jodio Joestar himself. Jodio was so cool in this chapter. First of all, he used November Rain in a super interesting way. So far, we haven't seen much from November Rain, only that it summons rain and that those rain droplets can hurt people. But here, we got to see another ability of November Rain's come into play. So, apparently, November Rain can destroy objects that are under things that the rain droplets hit. Jodio was able to break the floor below this carpet while keeping the carpet intact. Like, all that happened was that the carpet was wet. That's really cool. It reminded me of another moment in JoJo, actually. Think all the way back to part 1, when Zeppeli was able to hit the rock underneath the frog, but not the frog itself. Perhaps this is some foreshadowing that Jodio has some spin abilities, or maybe Araki was paying homage to the Zeppelis, or maybe this is just a complete coincidence and just so happens to be really similar. Either way, that idea is really cool, and I can't wait to see more of what November Rain is capable of doing. Now, Jodio Joestar was really cool in this chapter. He was able to completely turn around the situation with Rohan in an amazing way. I genuinely thought that our main gang was going to lose here, and that maybe Rohan would have a change of heart or something like that, but Jodio was actually able to reverse everything on Rohan. I loved his demeanor during the whole engagement. Like, he was being very respectful to Rohan, but still acting in an intimidating way. It was really cool to see. I especially liked how he didn't even attack Rohan physically, but only psychologically by messing with his things. It honestly gave me a lot of Damo vibes, which is a character I know a lot of people love. So I'm glad to see that aspect of his character translate to others in the series. It seemed that Rohan really cares about these lava rocks. And speaking of which, these lava rocks are very interesting. Supposedly, these rocks are even more expensive than a $6 million diamond. So much that Rohan called Jodio an idiot for destroying even one of these two rocks. It's going to be really cool to see what these rocks end up being. Maybe they can become the MacGuffin of the part, sort of like the corpse parts or the Rokakaka of other JoJo parts. It seems like the lava has something to do with mechanisms as well, and that's quite the funny word in this part, especially to the 18.2% of my audience subscribed to my channel. So the lava is actually going to play a vital role in this part, and I just can't wait to see what happens. The Rohan segments just keep coming, and here I want to mention this panel right here, where Jodio mentions Rohan's short story, The Four Circles. Now, 4 circles is something mentioned in Thus Spoke Kishibe Rohan, specifically in the Hot Summer Martha story. Hot Summer Martha has been referenced a lot in JoJoLands, so I'd honestly say at this point that the Hot Summer Martha story is canon to the new universe rather than the old one. It seems like Rohan ultimately decided to go with 4 circles, even though he really liked the 3-circle design, so that's quite sad in my opinion. Justice for 3 circles. But what isn't sad is another reference that Araki gave us in this chapter. Last chapter, he had a reference to the most iconic panel in all of JoJo, and now we have a reference to one of the greatest Rohan-centered memes that there is, specifically the I refuse panel. That's right, Araki has done it again. Rohan says, I refuse. However, in this context, it's because Jodio wanted Rohan to tell the cops to cancel the patrol car's arrival. When Jodio asks this, Rohan says that he refuses, and it made a really funny panel. I really like the panel right after this too, where Jodio says, you refuse? Well, damn, since it feels like something that someone who is a Rohan fan would do in that situation. Okay, like obviously Jodio doesn't know about the I refuse meme, I think. Wait, yeah, that would make sense. Right, Araki? Well, anyways, yeah, Jodio doesn't know the joke, but in the context of a Rohan fan in real life, they would definitely say something like this. In that case, this was a very funny scene. As funny as this dynamic duo that has shown to appear in these past few chapters, that being Usagi and Paco. I don't know, they just seem to be interacting a lot with each other. I find it funny that Paco is absolutely tired and sick of what Usagi says, but they still manage to agree on a lot of things and think in similar ways. It's quite the duo that we have going on, and I hope that it can continue for the future in the series. Please, Araki, don't get rid of them too soon. They're perfect together. It's a nice dynamic, especially with what Jodio and Dragona have going on. And speaking of Jodio and Dragona, there was a really cool idea that I noticed after a couple rereads of this chapter. Notice when Jodio decides to strike with November Rain. It was right after Rohan started to get more touchy with Dragona in order to tie him up, like not anything freaky. Wait, no, I mean like So Jodio's love for his brother still continues, and the idea that he only hits with November Rain whenever danger is here is still consistent, since like it was seriously the panel where Dragona's mask came off and he seemed to be in real pain, and like the very next panel was with the heavy rain as bars. Now, something big that prepares us for what to expect for the next chapter of JoJoLands is the multiple cats shown at the end of the chapter. We thought one cat was enough for these past few chapters and everything that happened with that, but now we have to deal with even more? You can't be serious. I really wonder what our main gang is going to do. But a question I have though is that, are these cats going to have the same stand ability, like with the strings and everything, or are they all different in their own way? If it's the latter, the next chapter is going to be absolutely insane. As insane as this theory I have regarding Toru.